All right. In today's class, it's going to introduce how this Python programming for beginners. In this class will serve as a demo class. So we have two parts: the entry level, which is block programming, and the second level is more advanced is Python programming. Um, my name is Dr. Gongjun Yan. I actually works in a university, and I got tenured, and I'm an associate professor already. So the reason I want to do this class is because I feel we can have a better use of our time instead of just watching TV or playing games, right? Why not we learn how to coding games by playing games? So that's the main motivation for this class. So let's first get started. Why we want to learn Python? So for Python, you probably hear lots of hot keywords like artificial intelligence, data science, big data, data mining, all of those. And actually, most of those fields are using one of the programming language that is our Python. So Python has become a main programming language for probably 2 decades. Um, and it's supported by many big companies like Google, Amazon, Facebook, Twitter, you name it. And that those companies' support actually gives Python a bunch of great libraries. Lots of times those libraries are for free, so the whole community will be able to use it. They will be able to learn it, and they help each other. So any question down the road you may have, very likely you will find solutions in this Python community. And you may say, oh, I'm still young, right? I'm still primary school. I'm still middle school. Um, that's too far to me. Actually, it's not. Once you learn this, because Python is another language, it will improve your writing skill. It will improve your communication skill, and most importantly, it will improve your math and logical problem-solving skills. And not mention there are some soft skills like communication and documentation, because sometimes we have to comment our code, tell other people why I'm writing this piece of code, what's the logic behind. So that's actually documentation. Uh, Actually, all of those, above all of those, Python or this class is quite fun because you are actually playing games while you're learning games. Um, so here in this class, we are pretty much like an advanced class for Python, but you may say, oh, I have zero experience, um, or I'm too very young. I'm at grade 2, grade 3. You probably can try our block-based coding. If you have the experience, or if you're old enough, you have pretty good understanding, then you can do our Python class. So it's text-based coding. So this class is like a serve in the middleman. So it's between the two. And for some of the other students, they are ready to head to high school. You may think about the AP class, which is advanced placement for computer science class. This will serve perfectly as a preparation for your AP class, because a lot of things we learn, you're going to see them again in the AP class, and you will say, oh, I got that. I learned that before. So it will be much, much easier. Okay. Um, so I expect everybody, if you want to take the Python class, you may have some basic programming concepts, and at least understand or finished before our block-based courses like entry level. You're gonna see what I'm talking. But here, the whole class actually has 3 parts. The very first part is actually the basics, like what's variable, how the whole thing is working, how do we run the program, that type of thing. But it's not dry at all, because we assume we set the theme. It's like a gaming theme. It's an adventure in jungles. You probably say, what are you talking about? You're going to see in a second. And then we're going to move forward to the second part, which is the interface and interaction. So that means we're going to be able to we're going to control those little figures. We call it sprite in the game by your keyboard. You can move it, you can make it jump, you can move it by the arrow keys. That's called the computer interface and interaction. And last, we're going to put all the pieces together to make a real game, like some classic games like 4-in-1 chess game, ping pong, or Slake. That's all classic computer games. You can build your own games, okay? And the next one is how do we do this class? We are not reading, we code, we do things. We are doers, we're not only the readers. We will first introduce some of the concepts. Probably that normally takes less than 5 minutes. Then we roll up our sleeves, and then we try it out. We programming, we solve the problems, we solve those puzzles. Speaking of doing things, let's give it a try. And the class actually is hosted at a tinker.com, which is a professional coding website for education. So let's do this. So I will first I'll first go to my browser, because right now I am on Tinker already. So I need to log out first. I sign out first. I will make a new one. Suppose I'm just like you. I will open a new tab. Sorry, I gotta move this a little bit here for now. Suppose I'm just like you. I'm just open a new blank one, and now I am going to type in the address bar 3w. Sorry, that means still in Chinese mode. .tinker.com. So that's all I type. 3w.tinker.com. So if you want to follow me, definitely go ahead. I'll wait on you. And then you strike Enter key. You're gonna see this, right? Do you see this? And you probably will see right here at the top right corner, there is a button called Sign In. Do you see that? Click it. Click it. Now we're gonna pretend. Suppose I'm pretending I'm a student. There are actually several roles. If you're parents, you can do the parents as well, because later we probably can try parents, because later we're gonna need, if you are using student account, we will have to have the parent to approve your account. You can use either student or parent. Suppose we want to run the full cycle. I'm going to pretend I am a student. I'm a student, okay? Then here I need to, if I have an account already, I will be able to directly sign in, right? If I don't have account, I need to do this. Need an account. Need an account. Do you see that? Need an account. Join Tinker for free. Right here, I'm gonna type my username and my password. Since my first name is G, I'm gonna say myself is Coach G, student number 1. Let's say Coach G, student number 1. I'm gonna say my password is test. Yeah, I can use test 1 2 3. Normally you need in your password, I hope you make it some password that is easy to remember, because we're going to use this account again and again for the rest of the classes. You don't want forgot your password or username. So try to make the username and password easy to remember. Okay, easy to remember. Actually, on this website, we don't have lots of real identity. You don't have to use your real name, but definitely something that easy to remember. Then we click next. Then it's gonna ask me how old are you, right? You guys have already looked at my face. How old do you think I am? I think I'm 12. What do you think? Is that okay? I'm typing 12. Too old or too young? So just assume I'm 12, okay? And what's my first name? I'm gonna say I am Coach G, okay? And then I will click next. And here I gotta type my parent's name. I just simply make up some name, just Coach G. Here the parent email, this has to be real. This has to be real because later we will have to ask the parent to approve the account before we join to any class. Okay, parent email has to be real, and in a second your parent is gonna receive the email, and it has to be approved. Then check I'm not a robot, and then join Tinker. Then click join Tinker. Okay, again the parent email has to be real, and then join Tinker. Okay, whenever you have questions, just let me know. You can always stop me. And now, have you done any coding before? This is just something. Suppose I am a beginner. I'm just like everybody else. I'm beginner. I never did any programming. So I'm gonna click start. This you don't have to do it, but it's good to give them something. Now you see, remind your parents to approve your account. Without approving, you cannot register any class. You cannot join any class. Suppose I am the parent, okay? I am going to show you how I do it. How do I show you my face, my screen? Let me see. Your parent needs to go to the email. By the way, that's a cute Pikachu, right? So we will go to the email, and then we have to check in your email box. You're gonna see an email from tinker.com, and make sure you check your updates. Let me see. Probably I need to stop sharing right now to see the my video, to show you that on my screen you can see the email, and then you're gonna approve this. Simply just click approve Coach G. I can have a screenshots, and I will post on our WeChat group, and you're gonna receive an email something like this. So you're gonna see an email something like this. You simply press approve Coach G's free account. Okay, once you press that, and you are all set. For this account. Now we're going to move to the next one, which is going to be adding the class. How do you join our class? This is a sample class. How do you find that? You will first click this icon. It's called avatar. This is your avatar. Click that, and you're going to see on this side. So once you click this, on this side, you're going to see join a class. Do you see join a class? Click that, join a class. Again, click this avatar, then on this right side, join a class. Click that. Now here, it asks you to enter the class code. So class code is right here. It's 35608007. Again, 35608007. So I can cheat a little bit. I can simply copy paste. And for all the whole process, how to you sign up and then join a class, the videos right here on YouTube. If you get lost somehow, you can watch that later. And I am going to type my class code right here. Again, the code is 35608007, and then you click join your class. So then you're gonna see joined successfully. So this is the class we are in. So I X out this one, and then here you probably don't see anything pop up yet, right? You don't see anything pop up yet. Did you see there's a reload button? Reload button right here on the top. So reload button, click that. Now you're gonna see my classes right here. Now you see my classes. Everybody see that? Click that. Now you should be able to see the two classes. This is what we're talking about. This is our entry-level class. This is our Python 101. So entry-level class is right here. Python 101 is right here. Okay. So do I lose everybody? Do I lose anybody? Any questions? If no response, I assume everybody can follow right now, okay? Now we're going to go actual stuff. So in the entry-level class, we basically will move the little figure, actually move around by typing some commands, by typing some code, and then it will do some actions. Let's give it a try. So suppose I am on the entry-level class on the tinker.com. I'm going to click start. I'm going to click start. You're going to see that I have a bunch of, totally we have 10 lessons. 10 lessons. I will see, okay, we're going to see how simple it is. I'm going to start with lesson 2. See how it's going to look like. And this is the lesson, since we are the first time to study this lesson, we have to start from the beginning, which is less fun. If we reach to the end, you probably have more actions, but we have to start from beginning, right? So I'm going to start here. Once you click that, it's going to start to load your program, your application. So this is the loading process. You see this little figure is moving, right? Just give it a little bit more time, and it will load it up.
Okay. Debug the code to get the dragon to eat the ice fly, put out the fire, and get the treasure.
Can you guys hear this? Everybody with me on this page? Did you get your program loaded? Yes? No? You can actually send me the messages. I will be able to see the chats. I will be able to see the chats. Let me see. Are you on this page, everybody? Yes? No? Okay, perfect. Perfect. So some people be able to. If you have any questions, you can always unmute yourself. Here, there is a button called unmute. You can unmute yourself, then you can speak. So far so good? Shall I move forward? Okay, I'm going to go to next level. So you will see at the bottom says click anywhere to continue. So I'm gonna click anywhere. And this lesson is actually teach us to do debug. So our task is move this dragon to reach to the treasure. So we're going to walk and then eat the fire, the ice fly, and then we walk, then we blast fire, and then we jump, then walk one more time. That's called a sequence. That's called a sequence. Let's look at the sequence. So we do have walk, then we eat. Before we blast, we gotta walk one more time. So we're gonna drag the walk and the walk block. We're gonna insert the walk block between the eat and blast, and then place there and let go, right? So this is it for this step. And once we blast the fire, right, we are right here. After eat, we walk, we blast. We have to walk one more step, then jump, right? So we gotta make another walk. We gotta make another walk between blast and jump. And then very lastly, we're gonna make another walk at the very end. Because once we jump, we are right here. We're still one step away from treasure, so we have to walk. Okay, this is the so-called the program. We programmed this dragon. So let's see how it's going to execute. How this program is going to run by simply press this triangle. You press the triangle. Watch. See, it's eat, then blast the fire, and then jump, and then walk. Yeah, we collected the treasure, right? We collect the treasure. So how are we doing? Are we doing well? Are we doing well? Any questions?
No.
It's easy to follow, right? How do you feel? It's fun, right? It's pretty fun. You can move it. You can control this little figure. Cool, nice. I don't have any questions so far. Okay. Then you can on and on for the next lesson and so on. Here, what I want to show you is so far we are doing the block coding, and let's move to the Python class. So here you simply click replay, and once this is a finished reload, and we're going to go to the Python class. You're going to see how the Python class look like.
Put out the fire.
So I want you to click this Tinker icon down on the top corner. Click Tinker, and click this Tinker again. Click this Tinker again right here. And now we are going back to my classes. Then you can click my classes again, and then we go to Python 101. We can do similar things in Python 101. So that's why we say this is entry level, and this is more advanced level. However, we're in a game, in a game mode, right? So let's do the very first lesson, the basics. Click Start. Click Start. Okay, those are the first introduction part. We actually can skip those. We can skip all of those. So you simply, did you see there's a bar that you can drag? So let's drag to the bottom and simply click I'm done. Click I'm done. Because we don't want to read that stuff. We are doers, right? We do things. And then you're going to see there's another done with watching videos. Done with watching videos. Click that. Now we're in this jungle run. So this is our game setting. So we are this little fellow with the bow and arrow. So down the road we will be able to shoot down those barriers. And right now this is the beginning of the code. So our task is move this fellow to the jar, So what we're gonna do is we're gonna code it. Where do I code? Do you see it right here? Right here, this spot has line 1, 2, 3. That's actually the place we will be able to type the code. The command in this command is called forward. That will move the character one step forward. So one step forward. That will be able to collect this jar, right? So we simply strike forward on your keyboard. Then that's it. So that's the coding. That's somehow we're coding. You see, this is a little bit more advanced than the block coding. So if you can follow me right here, then you should be okay to directly do the Python class. If you feel like, oh, I'm a little lost, then you probably need to do the entry level first. And then once we code it, right, and then we can play it. We can play it right here. Click play. Okay. See, we are done, and we are so happy. We're jumping, right? Are you jumping now? Okay, this is you will see the similarity, right? So I probably hear some people are sending messages. No? Okay. So far so good. Any questions? Do I lose you? Some steps? Are we all good? Cool, nice. So this is the very first one. You can see this is a more advanced sequence blocks. You can actually drag lots of command there, and then you can move this dragon to eat the bug and grow up, and then come back and then jump to the next platform and collect the treasure. And very similarly, in the Python, you can do this very similar too. This little fellow can actually shoot down by using a fire. Shoot down this barrier and move, and then slide up. Actually turn right, and then go forward, and then turn left, and then collect this jar. So this very similar, but this is in Python. Okay, and I'm gonna show you some basic stuff like we can have loops and conditions, which are the very common statements that are almost in all the programming languages. Not mention Python, but also others like C#, Java, C++, all of it. So they have all of them has the loop and conditions. Let's see how it look like in our block programming. So we're gonna click replay in this Tinker. In Tinker, just click replay, and again we're gonna click Tinker. Click Tinker. Here you can rate this basics. I'm gonna say great, or you can simply just cross out, X out. So I'm gonna click dragon spell in this entry level class, and then you can see we can use actually lesson 4. Let me see, in the example we're showing actually is lesson 7. Let's go to lesson 7. Lesson 7, catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. Click start, and I'm gonna just simply use moving ice fly. Click that, the very first one. So again, it's gonna take a little while to load the application, the program. So far, any questions? Do I lose you, or you are still thinking some steps? So now we're gonna see.
The ice fly is moving. Don't guess where the ice fly will be.
So now we're gonna do some more advanced stuff. Don't feel too bad if you can't follow.
And get to the treasure.
Because this is we supposed to learn things doing baby
The
and then we
ice fly is
build
moving
knowledge.
and can stop anywhere in the path. Don't
So what we're doing is we're going to use the loop. This is called a repeat loop. So we can drag a repeat. So we're going to repeat how many steps roughly? So this dragon has to move like 1, 2, 3, probably 3 steps right here, right? Then blast the fire. So I'm going to change number 5 to 3. Okay. And this basically is going to repeat walk, right? So this dragon will basically repeat walk, repeatedly walk. When the dragon sees a fire, ice fly, when the dragon if there's ice fly, what the dragon will do? What the dragon supposed to do? Supposed to eat it, right? We're gonna eat it. Once we eat it, we have the power to blast out ice, and we have the power to spit out ice to blast the fire. So under the 3 steps, we'll move the dragon right here. The next step, we're gonna blast the fire, and then, oopsie, I put the blast inside of the repeat loop. We're not supposed to do so. Then we blast, then we walk. Because once we blast, our dragon's still here. So we gotta do 2 steps. First step is move to the the fire's place. Next step is go to the trailer's place. So we could do 2 walks. Okay, 2 walks. So that will, oh, I dragged too much, right? Too many. So I can simply delete it by just drag it back to the trash can. So that's pretty much the program. Again, this is a repeat walk. If we see the ice fly, then we're gonna eat it. Once we done the 3 steps, we're gonna blast out to the fire and then walk 2 steps. So let's do this. Watch. Okay, we eat and we walk 3 steps and blast the fire and walk 2 steps. Yay, our dragon is happy. Are you happy too? So far so good. Any questions? Okay. So far you can see in this one we are using the block. I'm just to replay it just in case some people I lost somewhere. I'm gonna redo this whole thing.
Don't guess where the ice fly will be. Get your dragon to catch.
Okay, I'm gonna redo it
and can stop.
So I will repeat 3 steps, and then I am gonna, if I see the ice fly, then I'm gonna eat it. Then I keep walking, right? Then I keep walking, and then make sure the walk is between the eave, and repeat. And then I will blast the fire, and then I walk twice. Okay, so here is our block program. This is our block program. You will see down here it has 2 blocks, right? But do you see there's a snake icon? There's a snake icon. Do you see that? If I click the snake icon, all of a sudden this becomes Python code. This is our Python code. So this is a very good preparation for our Python. Or if the kids who are in our Python class, if you want to challenge yourself, redo the whole thing in Python, you can do that too. You can do that too, okay? So this is in Python. Are we good so far? And obviously there are JavaScript and some others, okay? You can execute this as well. See? It's gonna do the job. Cool, right? I will click replay, then we can go back to our Python class. You can see In Python, we can do the similar, but we can't just drag and place. We will have
The ice
type.
fly is moving. Don't guess where the ice
So
fly
I'm
will
going to
be.
click the tinker again, and click this tinker again, and then you are going to go to the Python class. So this is my class. So you're going to see I'm going to click Python 101, and then here you see the loops and patterns condition logics. I can simply just show you the next lesson, which is a lesson 3.8. Unfortunately, I cannot show you 3.8 because we have to study from the beginning. But at least I can show you 3.1. How is this condition works? Those are all readings. I am done with this. So you drag to the very bottom, and then click I'm done, and then we will be able to see some adventure in jungle. So this is the code. Do you see this little fellow? We're going to move this little girl and reach to the jar. So how are we going to do? We're going to do the loops, and here are some hints, some command we can use. So if we're going to see, so we're moving forward. If we see what this is has the path right, then we're going to turn right. So this is the code. So I simply will type between the if and the colon. Then I will type on my keyboard has path. You see when I type has, then I have the options, and then I can move my keyboard to the down arrow. The down arrow has path right. Then strike enter key. Then I have this. Then I type parentheses. So this is the parentheses. You have to type exactly right if you want to type every single character. It has to be exactly right. If has passed right, then you move to the very end of this line. You move to the very end of this line, and then you strike enter key. Then you type turn right, and then you tap parentheses. That's it. See, we're actually writing our own code, and we're writing in text mode. So we're like professionals. We are like the professionals. Okay. So let's say that's end of the coding part. Let's see if that's gonna do the job. Let's click the play. See what will happen. Watch. Yay! See, we got it. It's well done, right? And the little fellow is jumping. So this is actually a taste of how this class is going to look. And this is a very classic loop and a conditional statement. Means if then. This is a classic knowledge that no matter what programming language you're going to learn in the future, those are the fundamentals. That's a very good preparation for your future. And so let's go back to the PowerPoint, and you can see all of those, right? And we can actually do some math as well. That's called expression. Suppose we have expression 7 times x to the power of 5, and then we can type that in Python as well. So not only the games, we actually can do some math. That will help your math. Okay, that will help your math. And the next one is we also have some quiz for each lesson, almost each lesson, each major blocks. Then you will be able to reinforce what you learned. Okay, now I think I'm going to show you something cool things about the class. You probably cannot follow me. You don't have to follow me because I'm going to switch to my role as a teacher, as an instructor role, so I can show you more cool things. Otherwise, you will not be able to see it. So I will log out first. You don't need to follow me. On this step. I'm first to sign out. and I'm gonna sign in as a teacher, so I'm gonna sign this account, and you're gonna see how cool it is. And I can show you some more advanced games that has been made, like this one 10.3, and you will see how complex the program can be, even with the entry level, the block coding. So you're gonna see the dragon will be able to jump 3 floors and eat the ice fly, eat the firefly, blast out the fire, blast out the logs, and then collect the treasure. So this may take a little while because of the bandwidth, because of the internet, because everything in the game is animation. Any questions so far?
Get the dragon to the treasure by blasting through multiple fire barriers.
You see, this dragon is supposed to eat this ice fly and jump up, blast out the fire, and eat the firefly, and jump up another level, and walk, and blast out the little log, and walk and blast the big log, and then turn around and jump to collect the treasure. It's pretty complex game, right? It's pretty complex game, but we can do it. We simply you're gonna watch me to do it, but later you will be able to do it. So this is called a nested loop. You will be able to do the nested loop. So that means I have 2 repeat loops, and then I am going to keep walking, right? I'm gonna keep walking until when I see there's ice fly or firefly, then what I will do, I will basically eat it. I'll eat the fly, and then when I see there's a barrier, right? When I see there's a barrier, what I will do, I simply will blast, right? Either blast the fire or blast the log. So I basically clean out my walk, all the way. Then what if I am down the 3 steps? Look, the dragon is right here. 1, 2, 3, right here. Once we're here, we're supposed to turn around and jump to the next level, right? So we're gonna turn around, and then we're gonna jump, and then ding-dong, this is our program. It's all done. See, I finished this whole complex game in about 30 seconds, right? So let's watch it.
Use if-else to check
So
for the
look like
firefly.
let's check if the program is sometimes I may have to hide this because this may interfere the execution. Let's try it again. So I supposed to walk and eat the ice fly, and walk, turn around, jump, blast, and walk, and eat, and walk, turn around, and then we walk and blast, and blast again, right? And walk, turn around and jump. See, I control the dragon all the way through the treasure. Right now you probably cannot, but if you take the class, you will be able to control. You will be able to learn how to coding in the games. We have more advanced games in Python as well. In Python class, This is a classic chess game. Like when you take the class at that on the lesson 11, you will be able to write the code like this. Earlier you did with me just type the simple code, and if you take the lesson you will be able to type the code like this, and you should be able to see something like this. The game is going to be looking like that. So here's the program. Watch, that's the code. That's the code. Apparently I did my homework, right? I did my homework. I made this kind of thing, but here's the demo. This is actually two-player games, player 1 and player 2. So I can use my keyboard to control. I can use my keyboard to control this blue dots. That's my chess. So this is player 1. I'm playing there. I think I can drop a chess right here. I place right here. Now this is a player 2. There's the red dots, and then the whole idea is if I have four chess in one row, then I win. So suppose I want to cheat a little bit, right? I'm gonna do this way. I'm going to say I will do this way, and look who is gonna win first. The player 1 is the winner. Player 4, player 2, if place another red dots right here, it's the winner, right? But player 1 actually wins. So this is a chess game. Again, we have other games because I want to control the whole meeting in 1 hour, about 1 hour. I know some of you probably are hungry. I finally got you. And this is another game. It's called the Froga, but we're not to program the frog. We're actually control the turtle. So what's this game is actually can control. Sorry, my red dots is right there. Actually, I can. You see, I'm press the arrow key to control my turtle. My turtle is supposed to go through all the barriers and walks through from the bottom to the top. That's my commission. That's my task. See, I will be lucky to finish this one, right? I can do left and wrong and left and right, all those controls. That's the game. And you will see the code is somehow right here. We call it a car. See, you see I have a screen. Then I have the keys up, down, left, right, and then I can listen to the event, and then I can operate. Then there are timer. All of those are more complex skills, but in this class you will be able to do the code. You will be able to write your own game. If you are creative enough, if you can create a game that everybody like, hey, you can be the next millionaire, youngest millionaire, right? Do you know when the Facebook founder start to program, he is only 10 years old. He was only 10 years old. He started write his own code, and then later he founded Facebook and becomes the youngest billionaire. And next one could be you. Okay, next one could be you. Now we done with those features of the code, and that's pretty much it for the demo class. So overall, we will see what is a computer program. It's basically the language, which is the Python or the Block or Java or any of the language. Apparently there are some grammar, and then there are some syntax, and then with the logic, with the way we think, with the command plus data, then we got the program. Okay, that's the whole thing. We are focused on this one and this one. Right now we don't handle a lot of data, but we are focused on the language and the logic. So at your young age, if you are good at those two things, once you are equipped with the data, then you can make very, very sophisticated programs. And again, you could be very, very successful. Any questions? Any questions? Thank you very much for the demo class.